What Larry Bird said.
He felt disrespected.
Yeah, he felt disrespected.
I feel like that's like the unwritten Hooper rule. So no, I was laughing. I was like, it's never that deep. It's never that deep. But I guess
there's a brutal, undeniable reality about the establishment that runs the WNBA that they desperately try to hide from every single person paying attention. A'ja Wilson, the league's reigning MVP, the face they've tried to build an entire era around, just went on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson and admitted on camera with zero hesitation that there is an unwritten rule in basketball. An unwritten rule. If a white player is guarding you and you're black, you go at them. You target them. You attack them, she said it, out loud with cameras rolling. And the timing of this admission could not be more catastrophic for a league already drowning in accusations of racial targeting, jealousy-fueled violence, and a commissioner who refuses to protect the one player who actually sells tickets, Caitlin Clark. But that era of silence is officially dead and buried. Because while A'ja Wilson was casually endorsing racial targeting on a podcast, 11 GOP lawmakers led by Texas Congressman August P. Pfluger just sent a formal letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert demanding a civil rights investigation into the treatment of Caitlin Clark. Hip-checked, poked in the eye, shoved in the throat. And the league's response has been, and I am being precise here, absolute, deafening, calculated silence. Welcome back. This is channel name. And today, we are ripping the doors off the conversation the establishment refuses to let you have about what is actually happening to white players in the WNBA.
This isn't surprising since she...
So that was her giving Kelsey Plum the whole... That was her giving Kelsey Plum the whole white privilege speech.
Before I walk you through every single receipt, I need you to understand the stakes here. This is not about one podcast clip. This is not about one congressional letter. This is about a pattern of behavior that has been documented for months that I have been covering in my last 3 videos and that the mainstream media will not touch because of who it implicates. A'ja Wilson is not some fringe voice. She is the 2-time MVP. She is the player the WNBA has spent years trying to make into the face of the league. And she just told the world on record that racial targeting is not only acceptable, it's tradition. And here's the detail nobody on TV is willing to say out loud. A'ja Wilson has a history of this exact rhetoric. She gave Kelsey Plum, her own teammate on the Las Vegas Aces, a lecture about white privilege, on camera, in front of other players. Kelsey Plum stood there, nodded politely, and according to league insiders, got the hell away from A'ja Wilson as fast as she could after that conversation. That's not speculation, that's what happened. And now we have A'ja Wilson doubling down, tripling down on the same mentality that has turned Caitlin Clark's rookie season into a target range. Let me be entirely clear with you. The villain in this story is not just A'ja Wilson. It's Kathy Engelbert. It's the officials who let Alyssa Thomas shove Caitlin Clark in the throat and walk away with a 1-game suspension. It's the old guard that has spent the entire season punishing Caitlin Clark for the crime of being too popular, too white, and too good at basketball.
And they are led by Texas Congressman August Pfluger, and they want to hold the league accountable. The lawmakers sent a letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, writing that Clark has been hip-checked, poked in the eye, and struck in the throat during games.
So let's document the evidence. Let's go through exactly what A'ja Wilson said, exactly what the lawmakers are demanding, and exactly why this is the inflection point that changes everything. A'ja Wilson appeared on the All the Smoke podcast. The host asked her about the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And A'ja Wilson's response was immediate. She said, and I'm paraphrasing here because you're about to hear it yourself, that it's an unwritten rule in basketball. If a white player is on you, you go at them. You attack them. It's disrespectful if you don't. She referenced Larry Bird. She said that when Larry Bird was guarded by a white player, he would say, I don't have any brothers on this team. Meaning, why isn't a black player guarding me? And A'ja Wilson laughed. She said it's never that deep. But then she confirmed it. She said, I guess that's just the unwritten rule. Let me say that back to you in case you missed it. The reigning MVP of the WNBA just told the world that racial targeting is an unwritten rule. That if you see a white player, you're supposed to go harder at them. You're supposed to make it personal. You're supposed to punish them for being white. Don't take my word for it. A'ja Wilson said it herself. Watch this.
Larry Bird said
he felt disrespected.
Yeah, he felt disrespected.
I feel like that's like the unwritten Hooper rule. So no, I was laughing. I was like, it's never that deep. It's never that deep, but I guess.
She said it with cameras rolling, with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson nodding along. After everything we have watched Caitlin Clark endure this season, the cheap shots, the flagrant fouls, the media pylon, the jealousy-fueled hate campaign, A'ja Wilson goes on a podcast and confirms that racial targeting is just part of the culture. Let me say it again. Racial targeting is just part of the culture. And the reaction from the establishment has been total silence. Kathy Engelbert has not issued a statement. The WNBA has not condemned the comments. The mainstream media has not asked A'ja Wilson a single follow-up question because they know what this proves. They know that if they start asking questions, the entire facade collapses. But here's what they can't hide. The fans saw it. Social media saw it. and now Congress saw it. 11 GOP lawmakers, led by Texas Congressman August P. Pfluger and Indiana Congressman Marlin Stutzman, sent a formal letter to Kathy Engelbert. The letter does not mince words. It lists the incidents: hip-checked by Chennedy Carter, poked in the eye during a playoff game, shoved in the throat by Alyssa Thomas. And the letter says, quote, "These incidents go far beyond routine physical play. Yet the WNBA and its officiating have too often failed to address these unacceptable incidents and hold players accountable." Congressman Stutzman went further. He said that Kathy Engelbert needs to act swiftly to protect all players from the thug-like violence that Caitlin Clark has fallen victim to. Thug-like violence. Those are the words a sitting U.S. congressman used to describe what is happening in the WNBA. And he is not wrong.
This isn't surprising since she...
So that was her giving Kelsey Plum the whole... That was her giving Kelsey Plum the whole white privilege speech.
Now let's escalate the frame, because this is not the first time A'ja Wilson has done this. This is not the first time the WNBA has looked the other way. This is a pattern of behavior that has been enabled, defended, and celebrated by the people who run this league. Pass one: tactical failure. A'ja Wilson had a choice in that interview. She could have said, "We compete hard, but we respect every player regardless of race." She could have condemned the targeting. She could have been a leader. Instead, she endorsed it. She laughed about it. She framed it as tradition. That is not leadership. That is sabotage. Pass two: pattern of behavior. This is not the first time A'ja Wilson has made comments like this. She gave Kelsey Plum the white privilege lecture. She has repeatedly framed Caitlin Clark's popularity as a product of race, not skill. She has refused to acknowledge that Caitlin Clark is breaking attendance records, merchandise records, and ratings records because she is the most electrifying player in the sport. A'ja Wilson has spent the entire season trying to diminish Caitlin Clark's accomplishments, and now we know why. Because A'ja Wilson believes that white players should be targeted. She said it. Pass three: enabler complicity. And who has been covering for A'ja Wilson? Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA front office. The officials who let Alyssa Thomas walk away with a one-game suspension after shoving Caitlin Clark in the throat. The media outlets that refused to ask A'ja Wilson a single tough question. Every single one of them stayed silent. Every single one of them enabled this. Receipts coming. Pass four: cost to the protagonist. And what has Caitlin Clark lost? She has lost the ability to play basketball without being physically assaulted. She has lost the ability to celebrate her accomplishments without being told it's because of her race. She has lost an entire rookie season to a hate campaign orchestrated by jealous veterans and enabled by a gutless commissioner. That is what Caitlin Clark's prime is being burned for.
And they are led by Texas Congressman August Pfluger, and they want to hold the league accountable. The lawmakers sent a letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, writing that Clark has been hip-checked, poked in the eye, and struck in the throat during games.
And here's the receipt nobody on TV will play for you because of what it proves. A'ja Wilson didn't just make these comments on all the smoke. She has a history of this rhetoric, and the proof is in the Kelsey Plum conversation. That was A'ja Wilson giving Kelsey Plum, her own teammate, a lecture about white privilege. Kelsey Plum stood there, she nodded, and according to multiple league sources, she got the hell away from A'ja Wilson as soon as she could, because Kelsey Plum knows what every white player in the WNBA knows. That if you speak up, if you defend yourself, if you call out the double standard, you will be labeled a racist, you will be targeted, you will be destroyed. And that is exactly what has happened to Caitlin Clark. She has been hip-checked. She has been poked in the eye, she has been shoved in the throat, and the league has done nothing, because Kathy Engelbert is terrified of the optics. She is terrified of admitting that the WNBA has a racial targeting problem. She is terrified of holding A'ja Wilson accountable, but Congress is not terrified, and the fans are not terrified, and the truth is not going away. So let's render the verdict. And I am going to stake 5 predictions right now. Save this video, come back in 2 months, roast me if I'm wrong. But I am telling you these 5 things are going to happen. Prediction 1, Kathy Engelbert's job security. If Kathy Engelbert is still the commissioner of the WNBA by the start of the 2026 season, I want every single person watching this video to come back and roast me in the comments. Because the pressure is mounting, Congress is investigating. The fans are revolting, and Kathy Engelbert has proven that she is incapable of protecting the league's biggest star. She is going to be forced out. Mark this video. Prediction 2, Caitlin Clark's next move. And on the day Kathy Engelbert resigns, we are going to see Caitlin Clark issue a statement, not a long one, not a dramatic one, but a statement that makes it clear she has been vindicated. Save this clip. Prediction 3, A'ja Wilson's consequence. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson is going to face zero discipline from the WNBA, zero, because the establishment is too afraid to hold her accountable. But the fans are going to hold her accountable. Her jersey sales are going to tank. Her endorsement deals are going to dry up. And she is going to spend the rest of her career wondering why she is the most talented player in the league but the least popular. Watch the next 2 months. Prediction 4, news cycle direction. The story is going to break wide open when a major outlet, My Money is on a national sports network, runs an investigative piece on the treatment of white players in the WNBA. They are already sitting on the story. They are waiting for the right moment, and when it drops, it is going to be catastrophic for the league. Prediction 5, franchise outcome. And the 2025 season ends with Caitlin Clark leading the Indiana Fever to the playoffs, breaking every attendance record in the league, and forcing the WNBA to confront the fact that they tried to destroy the one player who could have saved them. Mark this video. Before I let you go, you need to hear this one last clip, because of what it proves about who actually runs this league. This is from the congressional news segment covering the investigation. 11 lawmakers, led by a sitting congressman, demanding accountability, demanding an investigation, demanding that Kathy Engelbert do her job and protect Caitlin Clark from thug-like violence. And Kathy Engelbert's response? Silence. She is ducking interviews. She is hiding from the media. She is hoping this blows over. But it is not going to blow over, because Caitlin Clark is still playing. She is still breaking records. She is still selling out arenas. And every single game the world is watching to see if the WNBA will protect her. Watching to see if a Ja Wilson will be held accountable. Watching to see if Kathy Engelbert has the courage to do the right thing. And here's what I know. Caitlin Clark is not going anywhere. She is not backing down. She is not apologizing for being great. She is going to keep playing, keep dominating, and keep proving that she is the most important player in the history of the WNBA. And the establishment is going to have to live with that. So here's what I need from you. Drop your most honest take in the comments. Is a Ja Wilson's admission proof that racial targeting is part of WNBA culture, or is this being blown out of proportion? Pick a side, defend it, and while you are down there, save this comment. I just predicted that Kathy Engelbert will be forced out by the start of the 2026 season. If I am right, come back and tell me. If I am wrong, roast me. I will own it. Tag the friend who keeps telling you that Caitlin Clark is only popular because of her race. Make them watch this video. Make them explain a Ja Wilson's comments. Make them defend the indefensible. And here is what is coming next. Tomorrow we are going to break down the fallout from the congressional investigation and what it means for the future of the WNBA. If you are not subscribed, you are going to miss it. Hit the bell. This is channel name. We will see you in the next video.